Hawak mo pa
Yeah. Oh, hawak lang. Hi guys, good afternoon. So, a few minutes ago, we had our interview with Randall Chongson where he gave his take on mutual funds, Bitcoin, the stock market, whether it will crash, what's happening. But now you're in for a treat kasi back to back to. If we had Randall, we're now with the property guru, and this is like part 2 already of our Facebook Live series. Again, this is to give you snippets about our seminar this Saturday with Randall Chongson and with the man, the myth, the legend, Carl D. So,
legend na kagad,
yeah,
buhay pa ako
parang ano,
living legend.
Living legend, yeah. The legend lives on. Parang ganon yung dating, no? So, I know you guys enjoyed our first Facebook Live session last week. Kasi kahit ako, nag-enjoy ako, pinapangarap ko talagang maging parte ng buhay niya. So, this one is even a treat for me, no? Just to bask in his greatness and his expertise.
Thank you for coming to my house, Marvin Guillermo.
Yeah, so he like owns several shares.
Baka may BIR watching.
So, Carl,
alright.
This is to talk certain snippets about what we will discuss on Saturday. No? So, what can they expect from you first for Investing Insights 2018?
Okay, I'll see you this Saturday for Investing Insights with Marvin and Randall. I'll be speaking about the property sector. So if you want to know what's in store for 2018, where to invest this year, please attend Investing Insights this Saturday at SM Aura, 1 o'clock, right?
1 to 5 p.m. Yeah. And you will, exciting no, ibang klaseng mga priorities niya sa investment. His greatest investments are top-notch. Anyways,
right,
there's a lot of talk about Bitcoin right now. And by the way, if you guys have questions, please comment below, and while he's here, he will try to answer as much as he can with regards to anything in the property sector naman. Alright, there's a lot of talk about Bitcoin.
Wait, I'm gonna say hi to all the followers and fans of Marvin Guillermo all around the world, from the Philippines, from Apari hanggang Hulo, all the way to Asia, Middle East, Middle Earth, New Zealand, Australia, America, Antarctica. Hello to all the fans of Marvin.
No, we don't have fans. We just have friends who are also passionate about investing. Like yan si John Casas.
Hey John,
I remember you. He's a doctor that also attended Stock Smarts. No, so it's interesting that you're seeing a lot of doctors investing now in stocks.
Yes.
And also I saw someone who's online also, Marvin Dungaw. He owns 12 Masters Photography, one of the largest wedding photographers in the industry right now. Very, very fast and very growing.
Can you make me look like Enchong D in a photo shoot?
Possible, but he's really good in the Chinese market. He has a lot of clients that are Chinese. So Marvin, hook him up.
Make
Carl
me look
D.
like Enchong.
Now, yan. Batiin mo naman, Dennis Polikito. Baka do you know him?
Hey, Big D, how are you?
Yeah, familiar. Tawag niya, Lodi ko daw. Lodi. So there. So it's nice that we're seeing a good community of Filipinos that are investing. It doesn't have to be in the stock market nga. Masaya na ako as long as people are investing, that they're putting their money into good use. That's interesting already. Before we begin, there's a lot of talk about Bitcoin. Yeah. Okay. So, which you think will crash first, Bitcoin or the property market?
Which will crash first, Bitcoin or property? Definitely, I don't know. We cannot predict the future, no? But I think Bitcoin and property are two different products that go on different tracks. So Bitcoin, I think, is more exciting, more up and down. I don't have an idea about it.
Right now, more down than up.
More down. Time to buy because it's down.
Talaga?
I don't have an idea. I don't have an idea how Bitcoin works. But if you ask me if I will invest in Bitcoin, probably if I have excess money and I just want to learn how it goes, I'll probably set aside and buy maybe 1,000 Bitcoin. Magkano ba yun?
Okay. Ano ngayon? Bitcoin hit $11,000 US. So it's mga roughly 550,000 pesos for one Bitcoin. Isang
kotse,
Kia Picanto.
I haven't seen a Bitcoin yet, but all I know is somebody gave me a change today. Kala ko piso, yun pala.
5 pesos.
Sabi ko, did I get like a Dubai dirhams or something? Yun pala, 5 pesos pala. Yeah. So Bitcoin or property, no? Property is, for me, it's slow. It's slow, it's steady, it's something na you keep there on the side and it grows and it grows and it grows. I've seen a lot of clients na, for example, let's say we have one client na lola. When she was 45, she was able to save 350,000 pesos.
350,000,
During the
okay.
1976
Okay.
to.
Oh, I wasn't born yet. Were you born at that time?
I was being made at that time. Depends on what time she invested.
Comment below if you know how to be made.
So 350,000 in the 1976. Fast forward today, Lola is now 80 plus years old. And
Okay.
she was able to sell that property for I think 40 million pesos without doing anything in the past 30, 40 years.
So 350 to 40 million.
350,000 to 40 million. But if you look back at history, never fail. Property always appreciates over time. The problem lang talaga is tayo, we tend to be in a hurry. So if you want something fast, you want action, you can go to Bitcoin, you can go to trading, mas may action yan. If you want boring stuff like what I do, just go to property.
But here's something interesting, no? Mayon volcano just erupted. Okay, di ba? And then erupted, but there's lava flow there.
Correct.
Is it specific also in areas that probably have calamities close to it? Like for example, you're near a fault line, you're near an area na
Yes.
mabaha, or probably near a volcano, or near the coastline na there might be possibility of tsunami coming. Would that affect property prices also?
I think definitely. If you're in a high-risk area, this hinders big developers from putting up large developments. So if you are near a volcano or what, it might restrict the growth in the development. Unless that area becomes an opportunity site, like for example in Pampanga, what used to be
Pinatubo.
the Har area is now a widely used for the cement business, and I think SM is going to build their cement factory somewhere there.
But yun then close to that, no, Clarkville is starting to be developed. They're doing a lot of developments there. But
Yes.
is it because the risk of Mount Pinatubo is no longer there?
I'm not sure with the scientific study, but I think maybe volcanoes, I don't know. I'm not really good in science, but I think they explode every so often. No? So maybe it's not there. That's why Clark is really developing right now. Clark is developing mainly because there's just opportunity there. There's infrastructure, there's an existing US grade base that you can capitalize. There's Subic, an US grade harbor that you can use. So these are opportunities that can turn the area into a growth area.
But in line with volcanoes, no,
Yeah.
Tagaytay is really booming still. Property prices there are going up. So the Taal volcano is not really a concern siguro?
I'm not really sure when Taal will spew lava. Di ba?
Okay.
In the meantime, Tagaytay is really a good place. In the Philippines, I think Tagaytay and Baguio is very rare. It's a very rare property. I'm personally invested in Tagaytay. No, I like the place because
Half of Tagaytay.
Tagaytay. Because Tagaytay and Baguio provides a very rare condition, which is the cool weather. So if you build a hotel in Tagaytay or build a hotel in Baguio, you don't have to spend much money on the air conditioning. And alam mo, pupuntahan talaga ng taong Tagaytay and Baguio because of the temperature. And I like Tagaytay more because it's more accessible. You can wake up on a Saturday morning and say, tara, Tagaytay tayo. In an hour and a half, 2 hours, you're there. Di ba? And you can drive back home. So that kind of feature makes Tagaytay a desirable place, for me.
Interesting. Pero property prices there, has it increased also, or does it go as fast as Nuvali or Tagaytay in terms of appreciation? What has been faster the past 5 years?
I always get that question, which is faster, no? I think it's very hard to predict which will go faster, no? Parang each property will go with its own speed, no? Just like a stock market, you cannot predict which will go faster, no? So when you invest, you just take note of the features of the property. For example, Nuvali, maybe after a while will be more primary home use because there's a school there, it's easy access. Tagaytay naman is more vacation, more tourism area. If you let's say put up your primary home in Tagaytay, baka walang good schools. Unlike if you're in Nuvali, you have Xavier, you have Miriam, you have LaSalle. So it has different features and parang ibang personalities.
But will there be enough roads naman in the Nuvali area to cater to all of this I assume if they're building from Avida to Alveo to Amaya and also Ayala Premier there, it will spur a lot of people to transfer there. Is the current infrastructure enough to hold the people there?
Okay, there are two kinds of infrastructure in the New Valley area. One is the Manila to New Valley, and one is the New Valley, New Valley. I think New Valley in itself is able to accommodate it. No? There's a main road there, and there are secondary roads like EDSA and C5. So I'm sure it's master plan, it's properly designed, so it can accommodate the capacity. The next question will be New Valley to Manila. How's the distance? How's the infrastructure? I guess the mindset there is we have to remember center of commerce used to be where, Marvin? Before the Makati Stock Exchange, before the Ortigas Stock Exchange. Where is the center of commerce?
Sinabi mo yan sa last video, sa Escolta, Manila.
Escolta, Manila used to be the center. You would have big banks there, di ba? So, it's just how the demographics move. You move from one old town to a new town. It happens everywhere. It happens in Taiwan, in Taipei. It happens in Shanghai. There's an old town and a new town.
Pudong. Yes.
Pudong and Pusi, right? Yeah. Make sure you pronounce it properly. So yeah, there you go. So New Valley is really to accommodate the growing demographics of the Philippines. We are a young population and it's growing. What do you expect? Everybody will live in Escolta, diba? As the population grows, the city just expands and expands. Yeah. So there you go.
There's a comment from Marvin Dungas talking about the developments in the south. Do you think that south is that booming that Santa Rosa will be a bigger hub than Alabang already?
Okay, I think from a bigger point of view, I guess we are all on internet time right now, di ba? We want everything fast, di ba? Gusto natin, pag click-click sa Lazada, tomorrow na-deliver na yung new gadget natin. But property is still in property time. It's still slow, steady, it still takes time, no? I think Alabang is way ahead. Alabang started 1970s to 1980s. So that's what, how many years ago?
Yeah, Alabang.
Ilan taon ka na ba?
34.
You're as old as Alabang, di ba? So, it took Alabang 30 plus years to what it is now. So, it's gonna be hard for New Valley to overtake Alabang immediately, no? But the way I see it, New Valley will build a separate life. It will, maybe Marvin Guillermo's kids will now be in New Valley, no? While Marvin Guillermo is in
lupa
Alabang.
tayo dun, di ba?
Diba? So, that's just how the city grows.
Pero when you look at it though, parang I like the infrastructure of Nuvali, the way they did it better. It was, I think, more master plan than Alabang.
Well, I guess you just have to factor that things have changed. We've learned more. Humans are now smarter. We now have access to information. So definitely, the planning of New Valley would be more modern, more newer in terms of thinking. So like, I think in the just to exaggerate, no, in the 1920s, probably the roads were designed for what? Calesa. I remember for Calesa.
Okay.
And eventually, it got designed for maybe tricycles, diba? Then eventually, 1940s and 50s, the American automobile came. So you now have wide roads. That's the EDSA. These are designed based on the American, when the coming of the automobile, diba? So things change. Now, things are getting smaller. You'll see condominiums that are smaller now. Why? Because it's now reacting to the internet age, where you no longer need a pile of books. All you need is your Kindle. You just need your phone. Sometimes you don't even need your laptop anymore, di ba?
True. So, I agree with what you say, no, that things have changed as well. So, but force ranking. Alabang, Santa Rosa.
Okay, force ranking Alabang, Santa Rosa. Once you put budget into play, it will make a difference. It will make a big difference. Na kasi, I don't know, a property in Alabang will cost you this much. A property in Santa Rosa this much. And that in between is like tens of millions. So if I was a starting family, I was somebody, let's say, with 20 million, 15 million, I may not be able to buy something substantial in Alabang.
50 million up na, right?
Diba? So it really depends. So I would say, okay, I have a very tight budget. I'm okay to go to Santa Rosa. I have schools there. I find work there. I market there. I'm okay. Because that's exactly how Quezon City, right? Quezon City, are you familiar with Quezon City, bro?
Yeah, we have Talas Manileño in Cubao and in Landers.
Cubao used to be the first mixed-use center. You have entertainment, you have mall, you have residential. So if you're familiar with Welcome Rotonda,
Manila yun, sa Manila.
Manila. That's the boundary between Manila, downtown, and Quezon City. In the 1950s, when you cross Welcome Rotonda, it's considered crossing to the province already.
So Manila was considered the
Manila
province?
was the prime. No, Manila was prime, was the downtown, di ba? So as you go out Escolta, you go to España, and then you further out to the Riles ng tren, then you go to Welcome, palayo ka na, probinsya na yung Quezon City at that time. You know, there's a trivia. Quezon City was purchased, I think, 200 hectares, for the whole Quezon City for 750,000 pesos. The whole Quezon City yun. Way back 1930s, I think. So that's like a few cents per square meter.
Okay, ang daming interested sa Santa Rosa Alabang topic. Meron naman question again. Pero should the developers matter daw? Parang it's coming to Ayala, Philinvest pag Alabang versus Nuvali. Parang Santa Rosa is represented by Alabang and Ayala and Nuvali. Then Alabang is really Philinvest.
Yeah, I think Philinvest and Ayala are both good players. They both play on different market segments. So yeah, both are good naman. Both have a good quality developments. They've proven themselves in the market. So I'm okay with both. Just have to see what's more comfortable for you.
I've just noticed lang, no, between Philinvest Corporate City then BGC, parang the growth in BGC is faster than what we're seeing in Alabang.
Yeah, I think mainly because BGC is nearby.
Okay.
BGC kasi when it was starting around the 2002,
Metro Pacific Investments pa yun.
yeah, hindi naman siya positioned as BGC. You go to BGC because I want BGC. It's more of we go to BGC because it's whole lot cheaper than Makati, and there's really no choice. There's no land in Makati. So people who wanted to do the BPO, they had no choice but to do it in BGC. It's the closest alternative. And there was large chunks of available land that you can buy to build what is now the buildings of BGC. So yeah, sometimes that's what we're going to talk about on Saturday na. What are these insights, diba? How can we predict what's in store for the next 10 years? By studying history. You study the boom of BGC, which started at 2002. Makati was started at 1950s.
Oh wow, that long, huh?
Then you have the McKinley Hill, which started at maybe
2000s, yeah.
2000, 45,000 per square. Now it's what, 200,000 per square. But if you look at McKinley Hill from a far point of view, you can almost predict when that property will boom. Diba? So things like that.
45, huh?
45, 50 when it was started. Now it's 200,000 per square. So if you bought one property, let's say for 12 million, it's now 4 times more. So, and you did not do anything. Diba? Kaya nga, when Marvin asked me, Carl, do you want to go into business? I go, when am I going to go to? Why do I need to go to business? I'm not smart. I don't have any good business idea. Business kasi, I guess, business you will make good money. If you do a good business, it makes you 30% return.
Parang si Marvin Dungaw yan.
Oo, parang si Marvin Dungaw. But I guess the downside of business, if you don't have a good product or idea, you can go 5 years working on your business, diba? And at the end, parang zero. Kasi you cannot get back whatever money you spend for salary, rental, construction cost, marketing, advertising, lahat you cannot get it back. But if you invest on a property, and you just keep it there, relax, stay put, let the development go around you develop, then it will surely go up. Marvin was asking me, what is so far my best investments, no? Well, 2008, I remember driving around BGC. And BGC was
not much yet. Not much. Yeah.
Okay, BGC started 2004. So there was nothing 2004. No? Well, it started Metro Pacific 90s. No? Ayala took over 03, 04. Nothing.
They built Market. I think Market was one of the first ones.
Yeah, Market used to be called the Chinelas Market. So a lot of Chinelas crowd before. Now it has changed. 08, I invested in a 36 square meter condo in Burgos Circle. 36 square.
Forbes Town,
for 2.8 million pesos. 2.8 million pesos. Value today, 6 million if I sell it. But I'm not selling it. Cash flow, 30,000 a month. Easily 30,000 a month. That's how much return.
so 360,000 a year.
360 a year. But take note, it's easily a 10% return. Okay. 10%, is it a big number? it is a big number if you start comparing it to, let's say, your money in the bank getting 3%. Okay, 3% na. Gusto ano ba? 3%.
Generous na.
Generous.
Very generous.
3% and 10. Big number? Not really. 7 points in between, di ba? Pero take a look at this. 3% return on your bank and 10%. What you need 30 years in the bank to profit, you only need 10 years in property. Malinaw ba yun, Marvin?
Yeah.
A 3% return to get the same amount, 30 years. Pag sa rental property, at 10%, 10 years. That makes a big difference in terms of your life, di ba? You wanna enjoy life as early as you can, di ba?
Nice. Ang daming questions about Ayala. Okay ka ba?
I have time if the audience are still up for it.
There's a question about what's your take in Arca South. I've just to give you a background, I've been doing, after our interview last week, it got me interested kasi Carl's such advocate of real estate investing. I've realized that Arca South now is 175,000 per square meter.
Yeah.
Pero if BGC is 200, Arca's 175, Arca hukay pa lang halos pero it's already 175. So what's your take on the growth in that area? Is it advisable, or if you would force rank it against BGC and Nuvali and Alabang, where would it play in the Carl D forced ranking?
I think Arca South will significantly change once the Skyway connects. So we need that Skyway to connect. I think it's in 2 years' time.
Okay.
So that will
is it starting na ba?
I think so. I think it's there, yeah. So that is really a big deal maker for Arca South. No? But I think Arca South will be a beautiful place because it's low-rise. Iba kasi yung low-rise buildings because of the airplane zone, diba? It's low-rise, so it's gonna be a more spacious area, not as high-rise as BGC. So when people ask me, Carl, will the property prices go up? No, I think most of the property prices naman will go up. It depends on the speed. There will be some who will go fast. There will be some who will go slower. No, like for example, kanina I was on the phone with a client. You know, they're selling in a heritage memorial lot.
Patilu.
Heritage memorial lot. Purchase maybe long time ago, maybe more 10-12 years ago for 1 million.
Okay.
Fast forward today, 18 million.
Huh?
Without doing anything. So this is memorial lot in heritage. Why so expensive? Well, heritage is heritage. It's near Forbes, it's near Dasma, it's near BGC, it's near McKinley. It's a very prime piece of property. So
is there a big demand for that, considering that there's cremation already?
Okay, is there a big demand for that? No, I think there's a big demand for that in the upper market segment, di ba? I mean, if you have 300 million, 400 million, what is 18 million for you to, for your forever life, di ba? Forever property house. So it addresses the upper market segment.
Okay.
What's Maslow's hierarchy of needs, di ba? Kami ni Marvin, well, I'm still in the basic necessity, food, shelter, the need for love.
Lexus transportation.
So, si Marvin, medyo nasa ano na yan, mga the need for, ano ba yung last stage sa taas, the need for?
Self-actualization.
So, it really depends. So many, iba-ibang tao are in different stages of their Maslow's needs.
Interesting. So Arca, the driver there is the Skyway. Pero
Skyway.
What I've seen also from, kasi I follow a lot of the developments kasi it's very, very much connected to Ayala Land stock, no? I think the subway will also pass there.
I think
it's
so,
part of the stop.
Yeah, definitely. The powers, the universe will make it connect. It's just wise, no, to connect a business center to your metro subway, no. But here's my advice, no. You don't need to force yourself. Marami naman choices out there. Diba? If you're from Quezon City, don't bother in some area na malayo sa you're not familiar. If you're from Quezon City, take a look at Vertis North. I invested in Vertis North. I'm a fan of Vertis North. I like Vertis North. I'm excited with it. So, yun. If you're from Alabang, there are some growth area in Alabang, diba?
I think there's a new Alveo property there near on the Honda Alabang, ha?
So Alveo is building a mid-rise residential with office development in Alabang. So what is that? What is that telling you? Land is now getting scarce in Alabang. In the 1980s, it's all land in Alabang. Now it's moving to condominium. How will that affect land values? It would drive it going up, going up, going up. As one commodity gets rare and rare, the property goes up. That's why property is really just supply and demand. So you go into places where supply is low, demand is going up, then you're safe. You just need patience. Property is medium to long term. Just don't be too excited about it. No?
Nalala ko yun, Carl, nung bata ako, that was Big Bang sa Alabang. That entire area was Big Bang.
Big Bang sa Alabang,
Yeah,
Payanig sa Pasig. Diba? So hanapin nyo na yung next carnival area, then invest there.
Okay. So you have your Arca South, then you have other properties, no? Let's answer some questions sent here.
Questions.
Ito, another one. Please give us
10,000
insights
views.
on Ayala development in Porac, Pampanga.
Okay.
Is that different from the Clark City?
Yeah, that's it. Porac is a development in Clark, So this targets the market segment, which is comfortable being in the north. Diba? So for people who likes to be in the south, they may not connect with Porac, Pampanga. No? But Porac is designed to cater to people in that side of town. So they are given the option to have better developments. You have master plan developments. You have better industrial parks.
Will it be like Nuvali? Parang Nuvali
Yes,
like?
that's exactly the plan. So it's gonna be a new valley up north, anchored to Subic and Clark. So lots of opportunity there. It's been undergoing development for the past 3 years, but moving forward the next 3 years, you will see exciting structures come up na. You have the country club coming about, and you have the industrial zones coming. So you see more community happening in Porac in the next 3 years.
Will it move as fast as... How much is per square meter there in Pampanga?
I think Pampanga is slightly cheaper than Santa Rosa, but not super cheap.
Okay.
So it really addresses, and the market segment it's targeting is people who like to be in the north.
Okay.
People who have factories in the north, people who prefers to use NLEX than SC Tech. So that's the market segment. So if you're from the south and you cannot connect with Pampanga, no need naman.
How much is Nuvali right now? For say
I think
Alveo, is the land prices different for Alveo and ALP also?
Yeah, I think New Valley, it averages out at around 21,000 per square to a high of 27,000 per square for high end.
27 is ALP.
Yeah, for premier. So in Pampanga, what you can buy in Santa Rosa for 21, maybe you can buy it at a 25% discount, lower, maybe at 18,000 in Pampanga.
Okay, ito interesting. No? You were talking about 21 in Santa Rosa.
Yes.
Would you put 21,000 in Santa Rosa or 25,000 in BF Homes Parañaque per square meter?
Both can go on its own track. No? Here are the pros. No? BF is a lived-in community. When you are in a lived-in community, there's nowhere to go, but supply is cut. Diba? So I like it there. Property prices there can go up also because it's lived in. It's at full capacity. It's growing.
For those who are not into property development terms, what do you mean by lived in?
It's lived in. Parang BF. I'm not from the south. I'm a Quezon City boy. No? So, saan ba BF?
Parañaque.
Alam ko lang is BFF. So BF is... Parang I've been in BF a few times.
Daming Korean restaurants dyan.
Madami. You have access to restaurants, right? And the community there it's tight, di ba? Parang, di ba? And so may opportunity in BF, no? It's a built-up community, so I like it. New Valley naman is something more futuristic, di ba? So it's really up to you as a personal preference. And let's say, okay, you compare the prices. Do I want to be in BF? Okay, I have old houses, a neighbor. Or, you know what, I can go New Valley, all new houses, new mall, master plan city, new school, new structures, lahat bago. I like the trees on the sidewalk, I like the bicycle path, I like the cool weather from Tagaytay. I'll choose to live in New Valley. So it really depends on your choice of lifestyle. No? But personally, I would go for New Valley. kumbaga, I'll take my chance.
Might
with
look
Nuvali.
safer also eh. Parang
These are modern cities. These are modern cities developed because the master planners, they're more educated now. It's more global. You have access to information. So personally, maybe if I'm gonna start a family, I'm gonna make a bet, build a house, I'll do it in Nuvali. If I don't mind the travel. Let's say you're somebody who has a portable work. Portable, right? Like Marvin Guillermo, he can do his videos anywhere, right? He can do his vlog anywhere. He can do his tax smarts. Kulang na lang may Marvin Guillermo na robot who can do multiple live sessions. So if your career is portable, you're an entrepreneur, I think it wouldn't hurt to buy a property in Nuvali overlooking the mountains of Tagaytay, di ba? Nice cool weather, you bike to school. When your kid's dismissal is 3 o'clock, 3:15, you're already home. So these kinds of lifestyle. So it depends what's important to you and how you can make a career out of being in that location. Yeah?
interesting. John Rian is asking,
Hey, John.
Hi sir, I have a 2-bedroom unit in Ortigas. Can I aim for expat tenants?
I think it depends on the quality of your Ortigas building. No? So, one thing I try to teach my clients is, property, you cannot generalize. You cannot say, uy, masarap ang Japanese restaurant. It depends. Mahilig ka ba sa raw or ayaw ba ng raw?
Sushi,
Sushi, sashimi, yabu.
Sarap.
So it really depends. And where do you eat your Japanese restaurant? May Japanese restaurant
mo sa Maisen eh.
Maisen.
Okay.
So my favorite is Maisen ba yun? Maison?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Masing baba nito. So there's no there. How does it go?
Okay, so if you're 2-bedroom, depends on the building of your 2-bedroom. If your 2-bedroom is in a nice building, well-maintained, looks modern, the expat from a first world country might stay in your property. But if your building is medyo old, it's not well-maintained, it's dark,
Strata.
it doesn't get the ambience or the energy, I don't think an expat who was pulled out from, let's say, a first world country like Japan, US, Australia, would choose that. You know? So, I'm not telling your property is a bad property. I'm telling, it's just to give an idea who is your target market. Let's say your building is old. Diba? Let's face it, diba? There are older buildings in Ortigas. You now have to compete with the market segment that has a tighter budget. So I think there are still expat. Kunyari, let's say you have an expat na couple with child, but their budget can only get them a 1-bedroom sa premium property.
Okay.
So maybe you can make your unit nice and price it close to a 1-bedroom. Then the expat will now say, oh wow, this 2-bedroom here is well-made, well renovated. Although it's in an old building, pero pagpasok mo, the unit feels new. And it's close to the price of a 1-bedroom. Dito na lang ako. So there you go. That's how you strategize.
But speaking of Ortigas, when you're talking about expat market, you're talking about Capital Commons, Portico, that types of projects.
The expat market kasi in Ortigas is
Or Shang pala. There's Shang there also.
Yeah, okay, you're right, Marvin. So right now, one Shangri-La in Ortigas, by Shang, is the best bet of all expats. It's just a top of mind of all expats. Why? It has a Shangri-La brand. They can connect to it. They can understand, di ba? Para tayo, di ba? Pag punta tayo sa saang bansa, din hanahanap natin Jollibee, di ba? So, you want something that's familiar to you, eh. So, Shangri-La is really top of mind right now for really the expat with large budgets. No? They just won't settle for anything less. So, but it depends on where your 2-bedroom is. You now have to find the market segment for it. I'm sure meron yan. The problem lang is if your property is, let's say, it can go both ways. If you have a premium property, then you're targeting a lower market segment, lower budget, mahirapan siya. You're empty. If your 2-bedroom is not so premium, and then you're targeting the expat market segment, it's not a match. So you have to find the match. If you find the match, then you'll be happy.
If no one is renting in them, how big of a percentage drop do you suggest that they go below the market price?
Very good question, Marvin. It's not just about the price. Eh? If you go inside your unit and it feels old, it feels new. If it feels old, it feels stuffy. I don't think gano'n kamura yan. Somebody will choose to put in money, diba? So at least you always remember, if it's something that you won't stay in yourself, And don't expect somebody else will take it. Yeah? Yeah, yun lang, yun lang. Yeah, we have to understand. It's just like a restaurant. You open up a restaurant, hindi masarap yung food, hindi madilim yung lugar, it's not well advertised, then rest assured. But that's why Talas Manileño as a barbershop, they really know their market. Di ba? They know their market.
Our slogan is come out ugly. I come in ugly, come out pogi. Another one, kaya pa?
Kaya pa, basta
Okay.
the audience are there. Okay pa kayo?
John Rian is asking, is it advisable to buy a 26 square meter unit in MOA area at around 6 million pesos? So please also comment from what city are you from, so at least we know who's listening still.
Alright. So, okay, 26 square meter in MOA area. Okay, pros and cons. It's a good property. There's demand for it. There's employees. There's people who wants to live there. Yeah. But the question is, your acquisition cost is now 6 million versus those who purchased 4 or 5 years ago for 2.8 million, no? So it's a very tricky piece of property, mainly because of its acquisition cost. The place is nice, the place is booming. I personally invested in the Bay Area. I like it there. But
Wow, you own large chunks of Metro Manila already.
I own the land where the basura where SMOA is standing. So I was the one who put in the reclaimed area. So 6 million acquisition cost. Here's what you do as an exercise. Why don't you find other properties that you can buy for 6 million? Then you decide.
Meron ba na somewhere at least as relevant as SMOA?
Well, MOA is very expensive right now. No, we invested. MOA is right now at 240,000 per square. 240. We personally invested.
More expensive than some
It's more
condos
expensive
in
in BGC now. We personally invested there when it was just 135 per square. So you see the upside, no? So it's nice, no? I'm not saying it's not nice. I'm just saying that the acquisition cost in MOA now is very high. Do people still want to stay in MOA? Definitely. Because of its proximity to the airport, its proximity to the Skyway connection, and it's also proximity to the pier, the South Pier. It's proximity to 168, diba?
Okay.
Malapit sa 168. So these are features that makes that area desirable and thus brought the property prices up. So if your money is tight, there are other opportunities naman.
But the market for this is this the business crowd still, or people who are retiring now, or mga nagka-casino, or people who are traveling more?
The 26 square meter market,
Airbnb market?
It's broader, yeah. Definitely the Airbnb is strong in that area. Why is it strong? Because it's just nice, Bay Area, diba? Who doesn't want to have a view of the ocean, to smell the breeze of Manila Bay, diba? And there's MOA there, one of the biggest mall. You have the SMX, you have the convention center. So it's really desirable, Yeah. So, yeah, it's a good place.
Good answer.
Acquisition cost lang is a bit high.
And NLEX SLEX connector will be in Cloverleaf property near Balintawak. Are you familiar with that?
Yeah, Cloverleaf, we also recommend that because it's still affordable right now. I think it's
what's Cloverleaf? I'm not too familiar with that. Who's the developer of that?
Ayala.
Okay.
Why do they keep asking me Ayala questions? So Cloverleaf used to be a Cloverleaf, a palengke, Balintawak market. Nothing really happening there. It's a palengke crowd. But now Ayala is developing a mixed-use place. Panay ang commercial natin for my mother company. So there's gonna be cinemas there. So that place, it's affordable right now. It's low price. So if you buy there, it's just safer to buy low and sell high. I guess, no? Vis-a-vis buy high, expect a higher high. No? So it's just a safer. I'm not saying it's better. It's just safer. So yeah, if you're from that side of town, you like it there, you know the market who will rent from your property there. But definitely don't expect expats from BGC to rent in Balintawak, diba? So there's a separate target market for that area.
Rickson Ong, is it better to buy a condo or land? This is always asked, no?
Yeah.
So ikaw, what's your take on this?
See, both are very different characteristics. Kumbaga, land, if let's say residential, you buy it and you let it sleep. Diba? Sometimes it sleeps for 30 years, 20 years. Pero pag gising mo after 30 years, iba na yung price. And you can only reap the reward of idle land if you sell. If you don't sell, wala yan.
Okay.
Personally, I like also, I invest in both. No? One is for capital appreciation and one is for cash flow.
What's more rewarding for you, cash flow or capital appreciation?
You know, let's put it this way. If you're 65 years old, diba? If you're 65 and for some reason you're no longer active income, diba? What would you do with all your idle land? Diba? You need to sell to gain profits, no? So that's the strategy. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying that will be your strategy. But personally, I like to be 65 or 55, and then you have a 500,000 a month rental cash flow. Kahit gastusin mo yung 500 mo down to the last peso, ubusin mo. Come next month, you have another 500,000. Ubusin mo ulit. You go on a cruise. Diba? You spend it lavishly. Down to the last peso. You come home empty-handed. Next month, you have 500 again. So it's really up to you. But I'm gonna tell you, to build up a cash flow of 500,000, 300,000, 1 million takes a lot of patience, diligence, pagtitipid, saving, following Randall Tiongson steps, diba? You have to increase your income, pay off your debt, cover your life uncertainty. It will take years. So personally, I think we are really working right now to enjoy retirement. Diba, Marvin? Diba?
Yeah.
I heard Marvin will retire at 35.
Kaso the thing is yung the things that I do right now, I'll do it until 90. I love it. Ako, here's my take. Here's my take naman. Sometimes we don't focus on retirement, but we focus on living life at our own terms. Na you get to do the things that you want.
Yes.
Parang that it's not just you stopping, but you working, earning, and doing things that you're passionate about. But because you're financially free, if you choose to stop, okay lang din naman. You're not working for money, but you're allowing money to work for you.
Work because you want to, and not because you need to. Yeah.
Another interesting question from Furog Aver Gonzado. Which one of the condominium investment has more positive income? Is it office for clients or buying somewhere near the university?
Okay, each have their own track, diba? It depends on the person you ask. For example, if you ask somebody na may university area condo at wala nag-rent, he or she would say, ay, pangit yan, blah, blah, blah. But if you ask somebody na may university condo and he knows the steps, and he say, oh, I've been rented out for consistently for 5 years, walang bakante, he'll be happy. Office naman, I think office. Personally, we recommend office property because it's rare. And once you get a tenant and they fit it out, they put their office logo there, they put their office address there, they stay long. But syempre, ibang acquisition cost of an office. So, you now make a choice. Do I want to play in the market segment where a lot of people are playing? Or do you want to play in the league where Marvin and Randall plays? The games of the big boys.
Stock market lang. Stock market tayo, sir.
So, I guess in property, the bigger the game, the fewer people can get in. Okay. That's where you want to go. You want to play where there's fewer players. The barrier of entry is more difficult. You want to play where the game of supply is low and you control the market. Diba? You don't want to be in an area where supply is sobrang dami. Diba?
Galing. Expert advice. Carl will rush into a meeting, so I'll just get two more questions and then we're done. If you want to hear more about him, he has so much books. He has 2 books already about property investing, or this Saturday in Investing Insights. Okay, from Han Saliba, she's from Dubai.
Hey, Han.
What is the value of Evo City now in Cavite? Very consistent yung mga questions. Ayan. Is there really a big potential in this property?
Okay, I think Evo City is a new development.
I heard it was sold out in 1 weekend, no?
Yeah.
That fast.
So, it's like asking the question 15 years ago, is BGC gonna be a good property? It's like asking 50 years ago when you were still in Escolta, in University Built in Recto, is Makati gonna be the next city? So, the Philippine population were really growing. What's happening now is we're decentralizing. No? There will be pocket developments. Evo City is catering to the developments towards the Bay Area, meaning the Mall of Asia area, the NAIA, the Parañaque, the Sucat. These people will not cross over to Quezon City, Vertis North. This market will not cross over to BGC. They don't like to go to BGC. They want to be in this side of town. No? So I think as long as you are patient, you know that property is medium to long term, investing in Evo City is good. And you like to be in that area. So ito lang, this is how you process it. No? You're buying the property there for, let's say, 35,000 per square. You make a comparative analysis. What can I buy for 35,000 per square? So once you come up with your short
So
list,
it's higher pala than Nuvali, ah?
yes, it's higher than Nuvali because the analysis there is it's closer to the MOA area in terms of kilometers. So it's a natural extension of the MOA area, and it's catering to a moneyed market, which is the Parañaque Logistics Airport, Malate, Binondo market segment, which is really which has deep pockets. No? So that's the market segment. It's just like comparing it to Marina. There's a village near MOA called Marina, 20,000 per square long time ago. But now, what? Easily 150,000 per square. So that's 7 times over the jump in the past 20 years. So, yeah.
Okay, very good. So what we know now from prices per square meter, Nuvali, then Evo City, then Arca South, then BGC.
I think, guys,
Ay, Porac pala.
all the questions you ask me, my answer is, I can never predict what's gonna happen. Nobody can predict what's gonna happen. I can only tell you the factors that can drive it, diba? And then you just choose. All of them are controlled by big developers. No? Big developers kasi they're able to push it. They don't just build the condo or the subdivision and let the city government develop. So they're really pushing it. So, and alam mo naman the big developers, they won't go into market segments na alam nila walang drivers of growth. So yeah, it's safe naman. So nobody can predict the future. What you can do is find the characteristics, find things that can push it.
Alright. Last question.
Last
Luis
question.
Delin.
Pagod ka na ba, Marvin?
Di naman.
Kaya pa?
I know you have a 2 o'clock meeting and
Yes, what time is
we're
it?
1:25 na. So
shucks.
yeah, we have to. Time has gone by so fast. It's
Alright,
been an hour already. Luis Delin, Southwoods Mega World Condo, 24.5 square meter at 113,050. 113,000 pesos per square meter. Is this super mahal po ba? Is this expensive or not?
Okay, if you're asking because you need a place to stay and you like it there, that's mura. 115,000 per square is mura. Comparing to Mall of Asia, that's 240, BGC 200, that's mura. But if you don't have a renter and that property becomes idle, it suddenly becomes a load on your back. It becomes mahal, no? So I'm not familiar who you will rent out your property to, but that's the question you process. If I buy this 20 plus square meter condo in Southwoods, who is my renter? What is their budget? What is their work? What is their extra? If I don't know, I don't have an idea who's your target market. So what am I saying? Before you buy the property, know who will rent your condo. Diba?
Parang nasa libro mo yan, ah. Okay.
Know how much is their salary. Diba? Siyempre, 24 condo, I don't know. Can you fit the family there? I don't know. Or is just a single guy working nearby? I'm not sure. But that's the questions you ask. People always come to me, Marvin, and they ask me a lot of questions. And I tell them, I don't know the answer. But I can give you the questions that you would ask yourself so you can make a better decision. Good?
Property guru talaga, grabe. So, 2 things.
Yes.
How can they contact you after this? Should they have more questions? Because there's a lot of questions pa
Daming
that
questions,
comment na lang after when you have free time
Yes.
dun sa comments. I'll try to tag you. But how can they reach you if they want to get in touch with
just
you?
put all your questions below and maybe I'll just do another vlog to answer all your questions, di ba?
Okay,
Keep in touch. You can
okay.
message me anytime in my Facebook, yeah.
Alright, so catch Carl D. He has a segment there this Saturday in Investing Insights 2018. The link is all below, and what's nice about that, it will just be less than 100 people. So if you have questions, you can approach him
It's a very intimate event.
It's not like Icona where you have 1,000 people there, so you can ask as much questions as you want with the man, the myth, and the legend. So lastly, advice for those that want to go into real estate this 2018.
Okay, if you want to go into real estate, please do your homework, study. Know your why. Why are you doing this? If you want something fast, go to the stock market, go to Bitcoin, but not property. Property is medium to long term. Yung mga naririnig nyo na bonus, quick money, that's bonus. Diba? It's not always there. And don't buy property if you're still at the stage of your career wherein you're struggling to cover for your basic needs, okay? Property is a product that you buy when you have excess and you want your money to work for you. Alright? I've had people come to me and say, Sir Carl, kulang na kulang ang sweldo ko. Can I invest in property so I become rich? The answer is no, not yet. Okay, so number one rule, focus on your active income, make more with your time. It's not about how much you make in a year, it's how productive you are per day. Yeah?
Alright, so that's it for now. More videos about this soon. Would you like to do more of this
Why
sometime
not?
in the
If I
future?
get an invitation from Marvin, huh?
So tomorrow, watch out for Carl D. May surprise kami 5-minute video on what is his greatest investment. So it will surprise you.
What is my greatest investment? I will answer you tomorrow in Marvin Guermo's Facebook page, right?
Yeah.
So
Alright.
watch out.
Thank you so much, guys. See you all this Saturday for Investing Insights 2018. Link below, and see you all.
See you. Thank you. Bye-bye.